Oh, whoa. Would you look at that?
Hi, I'm Coy Jandreau here for Comic Book Shopping. We are at Golden Apple Comics on Melrose, and I'm here with Jack Dylan Grazer, star of Shazam, Freddy Freeman himself, Captain Marvel Jr.
Oh, it's magic in this place. People will be like, oh, dude, that's a sick comic. Good for you. It's hard to believe, really, that I'm actually doing this.
You're all those things.
I'm all those things. I'm a jack of all trades, literally.
Puns. Want to do some comic shopping?
Let's do it.
Let's buy some comics. So you're in the world of comic books, and in the movie you play someone that knows all about comic books. How much did you know growing up?
Growing up, I was just obsessed with Batman. I think from when I was like 4 until now, actually, currently, I love Batman more than anything. I wanted to know everything there was to know, and then I guess this project came along, and I was like, this is the perfect opportunity for me to get this research and like need to have this research. I mean, that was in preparation for Freddy, but also just because I wanted to.
Yeah, I use the excuse of work to read comics all the time.
Yeah.
That's the move. You did the right choice.
Yeah, and the thing is about Freddy, it's not just I have to know stuff about Shazam, I have to know everything there is to know about the whole DC universe in general.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of stuff from like the Fawcett comics to Detective Comics from like the 30s and 40s. I did some deep dives.
So we're at our first draft picks.
Oh.
Conveniently.
Whoa,
we're in a
I didn't
comic
even
store.
notice this.
What is happening? So the first one I'm gonna recommend, I'm a little biased here. So Jeff Johns writing it, who's kind of your boss.
Yeah.
And Jim Lee, also kind of your boss.
Yeah.
Teaming up to work on Shazam, which is pretty cool. And you're in this, which is crazy.
I am in this.
So I think this comic in particular, it's only on issue 4, is a great way to introduce people to Shazam.
Yep.
But like, this world is nuts.
so
and you're part of that world.
I know.
So I'm gonna recommend The World and You, Shazam number 4. And also, while we're here, one of my favorite things about Freddy Freeman is he's unique in the Shazam family. When he was Captain Marvel Jr., he stayed a teenager.
Yeah.
Like, he was a kid for a
I
while,
love that.
which is awesome.
But then I don't get to wear the suit now.
get to wear the suit.
Yeah, of course I do.
There's sequels, there's the third one
Yeah,
that's coming.
yeah.
So in that, you were actually part of the Young Justice team, which is one of my favorite teams in comic books. And they just brought this back. Brian Michael Bendis, one of the hottest writers of all time, is bringing back Young Justice.
That's beautiful.
And this is a book that you were once a part of the team of. Brian Michael Bendis is writing it. So this is practically a frame from Shazam, the movie you were in.
Yeah.
What's it like to know that you could walk in here?
See, it's so surreal because you, as a kid or as an actor in general, you dream about being in movies like this and being part of like a franchise where it's like, I don't know, like it's such a dream come true, literally. It's hard to believe, really, that I'm actually doing this.
So 2 so far, let's go look at some more, man. So you've grown up in a time where comics were already popular.
Yeah.
Like when I was in high school, I had to hide that Spider-Man shirt.
Yeah, that
I was
sucks,
like,
man.
What's it been like in the zeitgeist, like growing up with comics being the mainstream?
I feel like I wouldn't have to be ashamed. Like people be like, oh, dude, that's a sick comic. Good for you.
Right.
So that kind of feels good.
This is like so
I
mainstream.
know, and I could just bring this to school. Hey guys, look, I got.
playing at lunch.
I'm in this too. It's so crazy. Like the thing that I've idolized my whole life, like DC, EU, like because I grew up with DC rather than Marvel. Sorry, any of you Marvel fans. Now that I'm a part of it, it's just so unreal.
Now, your character is this awesome gee-whiz sidekick.
Yeah.
He's very like shucks in back in the day. And I think of Spider-Man
Holy moly.
personally. I know you're a DC guy, but
Yeah.
Spider-Man's got that
100%.
like shucks flavor.
Yeah.
So my next recommendation for you is this just started up.
Is this allowed? Actually, I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
This is Marvel, I apologize. Nick Spencer, who is an incredible writer, he just took over Spider-Man. Ryan Otley has this really clean, almost Silver Age style, like it's
that's
got that
beautiful.
classic flavor.
Shoot.
So, and it all looks like it's in motion. I like that it feels like it's flowing, and I think
yeah.
that comics happen between the panels. If there was a team up between any Marvel and any DC character, who would you pair together?
Maybe Thor and Shazam, just because they got both the lightning thing going on. That's the reoccurring theme. You're like a sommelier of comic books.
I try to be. I try
really
to know it
are.
all.
You're like,
and we've just
This
begun.
page really pops. It's got a lot of color. It flows very nice.
Do you see the motion
That's
that Ryan Otley was able
that's
to
a
capture?
tough thing to do. I love that.
I want to share some more.
Let's do it, yeah.
Let's get some more comics. So I'm always curious about what people want to do next, and you're at this great spot. You're covering the genre market great, man. Like It plus Shazam are two of the biggest genre films of all time. Like, what else do you want? Like, what do you want to go do a play? Do you want to do an indie? Do you want to like?
I would love to, I think I want to explore the indie realm a lot more. Because that's just really fun. That's really like family oriented. It's really small. Like it's like, you know, it's kind of like this. It's just like everyone knows each other's name. I mean, I would love to play Batman one of these days.
Yeah?
I would love to play Batman one of these
Now,
days.
before playing Batman, is there any interest in a Robin? Is there like, who would your Robin
That's
to be?
degrading.
That's
You
not.
want me to play Robin?
Nightwing's
Okay.
amazing.
Oh, I would have played
You get to
Nightwing,
start
yeah.
being Robin.
Maybe Timothy Chalamet and I play Batman. How would that
Ooh,
be
there
for
you
him?
go.
How would that be?
Fancasting internet. Make those memes.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're a Robin Williams guy.
Oh yeah.
Now, do you have any interest in following that path and doing like stand-up comedy, going into drama? Is that
Stand-up comedy, I would love to do that. I feel like it'd be really hard. I love performing like in front of crowds. I feel like really confident and liberated and everything. I'd rather just be comedic on a camera.
There's the safety of cut instead of the hundreds of people. Like...
There's a safety, there's a precaution there.
So we're gonna live in the Batman world, since I know Batman's your guy. We just talked Robins. Now, Detective Comics 1000 just came out. Now this is only the second comic ever to hit 1,000, because Action Comics hit 1,000 last year, which is Superman. Now Bats has joined that crazy party. This has all of these variant covers. This is Frank Miller. Now Frank Miller is Sin City. He's Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, that's
Frank
very
Miller.
Sin City looking.
And he's also what I think they inspired the Ben Affleck Batman, is that like bulky, older, you know, that flavor. But this art, I think, really gets the grittiness of Batman. It really gets the tone of Gotham. It really gets...
yeah, this is so Sin City.
This is going to be Scott Snyder writing, who did The Court of Owls, which is one of the best recent Batman runs. And then the inside art is Greg Capullo, who also teamed up with Snyder then. And this is your next recommendation. And...
Well, would you look at that? But doink.
You're already a part of it.
I know.
There it is.
Join the revolution.
To comics. Now, every Wednesday, new comics come out. So Wednesday is my Friday.
I didn't know that.
Vital. So this is this week's giant onslaught of new books. Knowing you're a Batman guy, we're definitely gonna grab this bad boy. Tom King is arguably my favorite Batman writer of all time.
I think so, yeah.
He's the current Batman writer. He just got back on his Bat book with Lee Weeks. His
Bat
Bat book. So Tom King plus Lee Weeks, I think it's a great jumping on point for any Bat fan of the Batman. And I think this artist does an amazing, like almost animated series style. Like
okay.
Oh wait!
Another plug.
Look what's in the
plug.
book. And then, our boy we talked about before, Scott Snyder. Snyder's back.
Oh, yes, Snyder.
So this is The Batman Who Laughs, The Grim Knight. So it's a spin-off of a spin-off.
Oh, that's freaky. That's so meta. I love that.
So instead of his parents getting killed and him doing nothing about it, he grabs the gun from the killer and mows the guy down and becomes basically the Batman Punisher. Batman just maims. So a very dark alternate timeline, a very disturbing message for the kids. It's dark, it's heavy.
I love it.
Lean in.
I love it.
Highly recommended.
Well, thank you.
Now, we were talking Umbrella Academy before. So Umbrella Academy started as a comic by Gerard Way. Gerard Way of My Chemical Romance did this amazing indie run. So the Umbrella Academy was a comic for years, and then the show got made after lots of pre-production. They almost made it a movie, now it's a show. So with the success of that, Umbrella Academy is back to promote the glory that is. It is Gerard Way and Gabriel Bob. They've done every run of this comic. So if you pick up anything, it's the same team, which is hard to actually find.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, the show is amazing. I would like for you to show me the way of your sommelierhood.
To the sommelierhood!
Yeah. Whoa! Who's this guy?
This Green Lantern is Kyle Rayner, who's actually my favorite Green Lantern. He's super 90s, which is my jam. Green Lantern needs creativity to shape the Green Lantern items. So Hal has the willpower, but he has the creativity, so they kind of butt heads as how they shape the Green Lantern hood. And Hal actually becomes Parallax, so Kyle Rayner becomes kind of the new established good. He leads into creativity, which as like an artist, I think is really cool.
That's so sick.
So his stuff is all more zany and out there because he's, you know, a comic artist. So we've talked some of the greatest hits of Batman. We've talked Frank Miller, we've talked Jim Lee, we've talked Scott Snyder. This is all-star Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
We got Frank Miller on words, Jim Lee on pencils. This is some of the best Batman art I've ever seen.
That is just stunning.
This is the book that started, I'm the goddamn
grizzled,
Batman.
yeah.
He's so grizzled, and he says goddamn Batman all the time. So this is a great jumping on point because the mythology starts here and Superman shows up. I mean, look at that page. So we're gonna keep to Batman, but I also recommended this to a guy you might know, Zach.
Oh, I think I've heard of him.
Billy Batson, Shazam. Brian Azzarello did 100 Bullets, which is a great indie book about basically you get 100 bullets and you got 24 hours to go. So he jumped on Batman, and this is a Joker-centric story. Batman barely shows up. His style of art is so different. It looks like an inker just went crazy on it.
This is the most perfect depiction of Joker, I think. You know why? Because it's just so it makes me feel sick, and I think that's the best part. Like, that's how I feel like if the Joker were a real person, that's how he would make me want to feel. And he is right there.
How uncomfortable is this experience?
I love how uncomfortable this is.
All right, so we did All-Star Batman.
Really grand.
All-Star Superman.
Oh.
This is Grant Morrison,
Look at
who's
him.
Frank Quietly, who did New X-Men and really changed a style of art. And this book is a definitive take on a reinterpretation of Superman. I know Superman's your guy in the movie. Freddie
Yeah,
Freeman, Superman.
Sid's guy.
I mean, look at Lex.
Oh, look at him, how vascular.
So vascular.
So vascular.
Frank Quietly's
Oh.
so vascular. So I know Freddie Freeman would like this book.
Yep, he
I
would.
think Jack would like this book.
Yeah.
So from Superman to you.
Freddie Freeman does like this book, and Jack does like this book. I am a Soups guy. Let's go.
So we got a crazy haul. Let's go check out. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
You know what, I have to.
Dude.
I have to know what this is.
Chimichangas are
Yeah.
the spice of life. And
I would love
Deadpool.
that,
Dude,
yeah.
Zach Levi's a huge Deadpool guy. It made me so happy. All right.
All right.
I got these.
Thank
Feel good
you.
about it?
Yeah, I feel
Somehow?
great. Thank you.
You feel the weight of knowledge?
Oh, so much knowledge.
So this has been another great episode of Comic Book Shopping. Jack, how you feeling about that haul, man?
Oh, I'm so happy with my chimichanga and my beautiful comics that you have been so generous to give me. So yeah, I'm very happy. And I will read all of these in an hour.
So Batman will be versed in his brain very soon. I'm excited to hear about it.
yeah.
So let me know, like tweet me, let's
And
Batman.
hopefully I'll be a sommelier just like you pretty soon.
Sommelier, and
yeah,
get you
let's
playing
sommelier
Robin,
it
man.
up.